presence, especially seeing that, you know, what happened in boxing match. Okay, all right, so today we're gonna hear about the biggest meltdown that ever happened. It's so big that people are still talking about it nowadays, and it happened thousands of years ago. And then we're gonna explain why this meltdown that happened thousands of years ago is relevant to us today. How is it relevant? Let us start at the beginning of this Torah reading of this week. Last week we learned about the death of the firstborn. It was the last plague of the 10 plagues. The death of the firstborn, we explained last week that in order to get out of trouble, we need to go back to the firstborn. The firstborn means the first reaction we had when something happened to us and we figured out how to survive. And we created a survival pattern, and we applied that through all our lives, and we keep on applying it, even though now, later on in life, it's detrimental to us. But because we got used to that pattern, we keep using the same pattern. So we said the death of the firstborn, to get out of Egypt, which is slavery, to get out of addiction, what we need to do is kill the survival pattern. Kill the way that we figured out how to survive when we were a little boy or a little girl. And we have to figure out something else. But now we're reading about this king of Egypt that finally, he is the king of the eagle. And finally, after the 10th plague, he surrendered. He said, okay, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go out of slavery. So he told the Jews, get out of slavery. When they come out of Egypt, the logical route to take would be to come out of Egypt, go through the coast, along the coast, and then go into the land of Israel, right? But this is not what happened. Why not? It says that when the king Pharaoh let them go, he sent them out, God did not lead the Israelites the way of the land of Philistine. Philistine is a little band that you would say nowadays is Gaza. That's called Philistine. And actually the word Palestine comes from the word Philistine. It was a small group of people that lived on the coast, and they were not so nice people. So God didn't want the Jews to come out of Egypt and then go into a war with these people that are not nice, the Philistines. So he told them, you have to go all the way around, go south, and then you're going to go like this along the river and then go back in. But in the meantime, there was two things that God didn't want. First of all, that you come out of slavery and now you're waging a war against people that don't like you. That was not a good idea. And if you think about it, when you come out and you're trying to recover, you don't want to get involved with people that are against you. You want to be in a group of people that are protecting you, that are supporting you, right? So the first thing to do is, when you come out of addiction, you don't want to go into a place where people are going to be fighting you. You want to go into a place of peace, a place that is quiet, even if you have to go through the desert, but do not get involved with people that are going to be hitting on you. The second reason why God did not let them go the easy way along the coast is because while the Jews were in Egypt, there was a tribe that wanted to get out of slavery. Joseph was the king, the ruler in Egypt, and he had two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. These two tribes were actually not enslaved because they were the descendants of the ruler, actually the tribe of Ephraim. They decided they're not staying in Egypt, they're going to the promised land. And they left, and they had weapons with them, and they were very strong. So the fact that they were Philistines, they were, not great people who would fight them, didn't bother them. They said, we're ready to fight, we go out and we're going to fight them. Fine. But then, after they exhausted from fighting with them, then there were other people that, started fighting with them. And they did not survive that. It was just too much. One thing after another was too much. The people that had died were left there, their body to rot in the desert. And God didn't want the Jewish people that the first thing that they come out, first of all, they're meeting with this, fighting Palestinian. And secondly, they would see the bones of their people that died, because it's very depressing. When you're trying to get out of addiction, number one, do not go back to a place that people are going to fight you, number one. And number two, do not go back to a place that is going to be depressing, to people that tried it and did not succeed. Because the tribe of Ephraim, they tried to come out of slavery. They were not enslaved, but they tried to come out of Egypt, and they did not succeed. They did not survive. So do not look at the people that did not make it. Look at the people that give you hope, the people that are going to be supporting you, but do not look at the people, oh, you see this guy, this happened. It's depressing. It's very depressing. Every time somebody overdose or whatever, it's very depressing for the people that are watching. So the lesson is, do not go back to the place that can set you up for failure. And that could be a few things. Could be people. It could be keeping all the phone numbers of the dealers. Or it could be keeping the same phone numbers. Or it could be going back to the same place where you used to do this and you used to do that or whatever. It could be friends that they were your friends, but it was not good for you to be around these people. So do not go back to the place that can set you up for failure. When you come out, put all the assets in your pocket, and you want to go away from all the places that can break your spirit. It's very easy to say, oh, I'm familiar with this place, I'm going to go back to that neighborhood, or I know my way around, so I'm going to stay there. Yeah, but over there, that's the place where things are happening, or triggers you even if nothing is happening now, but sometimes it triggers you because you say, oh, I remember that shop, I used to go in there, and the guy would give me a bottle, and he would be nice to me. Don't go back to these places that could trigger you or set you up for failure. So that's the number one thing that we learn. So it says like this: God made the people go and take a roundabout route by way of the Red Sea desert. Instead of going on the coast, they went south and towards the Red Sea and around. And it says that v'chamushim alu bnei Israel meretz Mitzrayim. When the Jews left, the Israelites left, there were chamushim. So chamushim could be a different translation, because Hebrew words have a lot of different meanings. So it could means they had weapons. They left with weapons. In other words, they know they're going to encounter something, and they say, okay, we're going to be prepared, like a good scout. Be prepared, right? When you leave one place, you have to leave with your weapons. You have to leave with what's going to help you fight the battle when you come out. Put everything in your pocket. Friends that are good, therapists, meetings. Set yourself up.
Sponsor.
Get a sponsor, right. You got to have your weapons ready with you. Don't leave without it. Huh?
Prayer and meditation.
Correct. Good habits, all of these are weapons. So that's one translation, that they left with the weapons, ready for the war. The second translation is that they left. Chamesh in Hebrew means 5. And it says that only a fifth of the people left. Chamesh means 5. Chamushim means, the commentaries explain, 1 out of 5 left. 20% left, and the rest got stuck there, and they died during the plague of darkness. So now let's look at what this means. There's people that are in the slavery of addiction. How many people are looking for treatment?
Very small.
10%.
Yeah.
The rest, they're happy to stay in the darkness.
And it is darkness.
And they're going to die in the darkness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying even succeed or anything. Even going for treatment. Yeah, you can cross the line, but if you're not doing it. I'm not saying people that go into treatment or relapse that's why I said the people that are here, they are jewels, because whoever comes here is one out of the recovery rate. But when you look into these numbers, you have to see, because the government is setting up people for failure also. They give them 1 month and you get out. That's setting people up for failure.
Yeah.
Even 3 months is setting people up for failure. This is a big, I mean, it's bad. What can I say? It's bad. It's a money-making proposition. You know that people want to make money now. Do you know what they do? They set up rehab program.
Yeah,
because it's a money maker.
Cash flow.
And then now they are setting up programs that are rehab where people can have drugs and drinks. What I'm saying is, when you come out of here, come out with your weapons. Come out with your tools, come out with your strategies, come out with your habits. All of this is called, being, prepared. We said last time that the ego, the king of Egypt, the king Pharaoh, is the ego. Is like, I'm above everybody else. I'm not listening to anybody. At the plague of the firstborn, the ego said, okay, this is it. I'm surrendering. I'm finished. So we explained that the firstborn, the killing of the firstborn means killing of the survival pattern that we developed when we were first born.
Didn't they have to mark the doors?
So, but we passed all that. Now they came out. As soon as they came out, and he let them go, and he tell them, I'm going with you, I'm accompanying, bless me, like, I'm done. I was like, okay, I'm surrendering. After they left, they say, wait a minute, what did I give up over here? I gave up hundreds of thousands of slaves, and I don't have it anymore. I cannot live with this anymore. What have I done? We gave up all our forced labor, and we see that they're traveling. They're not going the way they're supposed to go. They're getting stuck in a place next to our main idol. Now, they give up, and this is also because people talking about relapsing and things like that. People give up, they say, okay, I'm surrendering, I'm not, like, fine, I'm not doing it again. But then, oh my, I had such a good time when I was drunk. I had such a good party with my friends, or I had such a good time. What did I do to let all of this go? Now I'm like nobody. I have nothing left. And so it's such a temptation to go back. The ego says, I let go all that stuff that made me happy. And so it wants to get them back into slavery. Also, their sign, don't forget, the person, the way they want to think, that's what they see, right? If you think that you should be doing something because you want it, then you see signs that tell you, yes, you see, so-and-so just called me out of the blue. Yeah, I want to get back with his old friends or whatever, The king Pharaoh, it says, you see this nation? First of all, they go the wrong way. And number two, they're stuck in front of our idol. It means our idol is more powerful than their God. Let's get them back. And he goes all official, cavalry, horses, chariot, infantry, they all go loaded with all these animals. And they go and they're pursuing them back. We're going to get them back. We're going to get them back. This is what happens very often. You let go, you surrender, and then it falls back. And then, because you want to fall back, you see signs that tell you you should fall back. Now we see this situation. You have the Egyptian army loaded, all of them coming, they're gonna get them back. You have a nation that just came out of slavery. And hundreds of thousands of people, maybe like 3 million people, because 600,000 men between the age of 20 to 50, you have to add the older people, the younger people, and the women and all that. So you have a lot of people there. And they're there. On one side is the desert, no way of survival. On one side is the Egyptian. On the other side is the sea. They're stuck. They're stuck. And they're having a meltdown because they see that the situation is not viable. It's the biggest meltdown. You have millions of people and they're all scared. The only thing is, each one is scared in their own way. Four different groups. First of all, they say, listen, it's not enough grave in Egypt that they complain. You had to take us over here so we can die. We couldn't die over there where we were. Leave us alone, we're gonna go back to Egypt. It's better to go back as a slave, we die as a slave, than to go back and die in the desert over here, or being killed over here. There's the tribe of Reuben, Shimon, and Issachar. They said, we are not gonna die in the hand of the Egyptian. We're gonna jump into the sea, we're gonna be in the hand of God, but we're not gonna be in the hand of our enemy. That's the first group. The second group, the tribe of Zebulun, Benjamin, and Naphtali, they said, you know what? Let's go back. We're not fighters. We don't fight. Like, I can't do it. That's how it is. That's how it is. And you can see how everybody's reacting a different way according to their nature. There's some people say, I don't care. I'm not going to go back over there. I'm not going to have this thing happen to me again. Okay. I don't care what's in front of me, even if I die, but I'm not going to go back to addiction. And then some people said, you know what? I can't fight it. That's how it is in life. Just have to learn to live with my addiction, you know? And let's go back into slavery. There's the third group, the tribe of Yehuda and Yosef. They're the fighters. They're the leaders. They said, we are not going to do this. We're going to fight them. Joseph and Judah, they're the leaders. They're the future king. They say, we're going to fight. We're not giving up. We're going to fight this. We're going to fight them. That they wanted to fight. And there was a fourth group, the tribe of Levi, Gad, and Asher. They thought, we're going to fake it. We're going to bluff the Egyptian. We're going to scream. We're going to make them like, we're going to have fierce war cries, and we're going to make them, be afraid of us. It happened before. We're going to try that. Okay, now we're going to see what Moses is going to answer them, because Moses is like, he's their leader, but what do I do here? I'm like, what do I do? In a way, maybe they're right. I took them out of slavery to bring them here. What do I do? Like, we stop. What do we do? Moses said to the people like this. The first group, they're afraid. So Moses said, stand still and see that God will do to deliver you. I said, when? Tomorrow. We cannot wait until tomorrow. Okay, so then, today God is going to deliver you. Just stay put, okay? And see the angels coming to help you, because sometimes when you're in a difficult situation, it's very bad, but you see little signs that you're going to be helped. So look at the angel, look at the little signs that are on your ways that are coming to you. That's the first group. The group that wanted to go back to Egypt, Moses told them, you're going to see this is going to end today, and you're never going to go back to Egypt again. That was the promise. You're not going to see them again. So you have no reason to return them. There is another group that wanted to fight. And like, I'm going to do it. It's all on me. I'm strong. I'm going to fight my addiction. Says, God is going to fight for you. Stay put. God is going to fight. It's not something you can do by your own strength only. God is going to fight for you. The fourth group that wanted to bluff, it says, you know what? Keep silent and pray to God. Stop faking it. Stop faking it. There's some people, they fake that they're not in addiction. They go to work, and then when they come home, they're not there anymore. Not for their family, not for nothing. Not for their wives, nothing. They are like the functioning addict. they're faking it. They think, no, I'm not addiction. I'm not in the trouble.
Denial.
We're gonna fake it.
It's not a rare.
So he says to them, number one, remain silent, stop faking it. And number two, pray to God. In other words, establish a connection with your true inner self. That realize, admit it, just be honest. That's the fourth group. These are the things that happens, and it happens all the time. Every time we're facing an enemy, we're facing something bad, different people have different reactions. There's some people, I'm gonna find my, you're gonna see, I'm gonna do it. No, you have to realize you need help. Or the people that say, I'm gonna fake it. No, establish a relationship with your inner core, with your soul. Or the people that say, okay, that's okay, I'm gonna give up, I'm just gonna remain an addict, it's okay. 1 narcan, 2 narcan, 40 narcans, how many narcans are you gonna get? At the end, these people die. You can't do that. You can't stay in addict. Yeah. Now in San Francisco, they have this terrible thing happening that they've been giving 300,000 dosage of Narcan.
Narcan.
Yeah,
oh,
Narcan.
What the,
yeah.
Narcan?
And it's not working. It's not working. Just because you're going to revive them, but then what? All these 4 groups, Moses told them, just the answer is not what you think. Just reconnect with your inner soul, reconnect with God, and God will save you. Now, what happened after that is God says to Moses, because Moses was in a bind, and what am I going to do with these people? God told him, tell them this, but then what? So God says to Moses, listen, why are you crying to me? Why are you crying to me? It's time for action. It's time to put in practice what you've learned. It's time to move on. It says move. Make a move. You're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all these things for you. I'm going to get rid of it. There was a big wind. Through the night, the wind is blowing, and then the one leader goes into the sea, and they walk into the sea up to their neck, up to their mouth. At that point, God had told Moses to take his staff and put it aside. He didn't want people to think, oh, the staff is magical. God said, take your staff, put it aside, and raise your hand, and the sea is going to open. And this is what happened. Now, this splitting of the Red Sea is a miracle. The miracle is that a sea is flowing. Like go to the beach, go swimming a little bit over there and try to make a hole in the water. Can you do that? No, you cannot. Water, by definition, it just fills wherever it is. What does it mean that it opens, that it splits and lets something else come? In what circumstance the sea is going to open? It's going to break its nature, because the nature of water is to fill up everything. How is the sea going to part and make room, an empty space? How is that going to happen? It's going to happen for the people that did the same. We're talking about an element of creation that its nature, basic nature, is to flow, is to always be filling up the gap. In what circumstance you're going to have a miracle that it doesn't go according to its nature? It's going to happen for someone who did the same thing. It says the sea saw and fled. What did the sea see? The sea saw the bones of Joseph. Joseph is the person who is called the righteous person. Why? He is like nobody else. Had such trials and tribulation like Joseph. One of the trials that he had was not to lose hope when he was sold, not to seek revenge when people betrayed him, his own brothers. And the one thing that was one of the hardest things, when the wife of Potiphar kept getting after him, enticing him by any means she had at her disposal, with a young 17-year-old man, his body is telling him to do it. His body is telling him, go with this woman. She's promising you the world. She's the wife of the master. Just any kind of reasoning he could have, he would have gone. And he refrained himself from going with her. He broke his nature. Because it's not natural, you cannot imagine how much she tried to entice him. It's there every day for a year. It's non-stop. It's not just once. She's not just like flirting a little bit with him. It's every single day. But it was just such a test that in order for him to overcome the situation, he had a meltdown. What is a meltdown? It's the same thing that it's supposed to go according to nature a certain way, and it's completely shut down. Completely shut down. All the desire, all the physical desire of this boy, Joseph, he completely killed himself. He killed himself. In order to overcome this test, he killed himself. That was the biggest meltdown. And the sea saw that there's a human being that is capable of doing this. So then the sea said, okay, on the command of God, I'm also going to cut my nature. I'm going to melt down. I'm going to break my nature. All the natural instinct of a person told Joseph to do it, and he did not. In order for him to achieve that, he had a meltdown. And the sea had a meltdown. And the people had a meltdown. It is, in order to break something, you can't just say, I'm going to take this cup, I'm going to cut it, and then when I'm cutting it, I'm going to glue it back together. It doesn't happen. You want a new cup, melt it, make it into a pulp, melt down, then you want to shape it again into a cup, go ahead. Whether it's glass or paper, whatever it is, you cannot transform yourself without breaking something that was there before. In this portion, what we see is that in order for a person to get over something, it's not enough to just change and tweak a little something. It's not a little tweaking. It's a complete melting, like the personality melts, the survival pattern melts, and it happens in a state of very big confusion, because now you don't have your points where you usually stand. You don't have your friends. You don't have your usual habits. You don't have your personality. You don't have anything. It's a meltdown completely. From that meltdown and a big confusion, you recreate a new brain out of your old brain. But when it happens, it's very scary. And it feels like the person is going to die. What do you mean I can't? What do you mean I can't? And if the person feels like, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to die. And the person feels like they're dying. And they're actually not dying, but something else is dying. It's the survival pattern, the old habit, the old brain that they had, and are completely reshuffled. Completely reshuffled. It's a huge work, because if you think that if I raise my hand, it takes my brain 3,000 million connections to make it happen. There's a lot of things going on in the brain. And so if you want to change something, it's so much that has to be completely reshuffled. And it's very scary. The brain's first love is safety and continuity and keeping the same, doing the same thing over and over again. The brain loves the most similarity. The brain is looking for repeating the pattern. Hey, if you want to be safe, you conserve your energy.
Not
If
just
you
the brain,
conserve your
the body
energy,
also, yeah.
the body also. But if you want to conserve your, that's all the brain is thinking, is safety, right? Continuation. So the brain is always looking, something repeats itself, that's good, that's a pattern. And when you need to break a pattern, it's terrible what goes on in the brain. It feels like a meltdown. It tells everything in order to rebuild again.
The sea has to part in your brain.
Hmm?
The sea has to part in your brain for a miracle to happen, to rewire.
Yeah. And we need to know that when this meltdown happens, we need to know in advance this is going to happen. Because it's a new life emerging from the old one. Whoever goes through very big challenges in life, they know that it changed them. You felt like you're dying because the survival patterns, the pattern in your brain are dying. And this is like, whoa! It's reshaping, it's reconstructing. But it's like when you have a faulty foundation for a building, you can't say, okay, we're going to fix this. You're going to go to the foundation. The survival pattern. What happened when you were young? How did you survive? What's your habit? And when you need to change that, it feels like explosion.
Yeah, it was darkness.
But if you know in advance it's going to happen, then you kind of, okay, I know this is what it is.
Yeah.
If you know it in advance, it helps to know in advance. So it's not as scary when you know it in advance that this is what's going to happen. But if you don't know that you're going to have this whole, like, no, I want to go back, or I want to fight, or I want to fake it, or I did it. Everybody's always going to the survival pattern. How did I do it before? I'm going to do it now. No, it's a new system now. And you need to destroy the pattern, have the meltdown to get into a new phase
Yeah,
in
the
life.
slavery was drugs and alcohol and depression and anxiety.
Mama,